Howdy diddly dandy there, chums, 'tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I'm going to be talking about Worlds Part 2 and its release. Now, on release, there was bugs. Now, it has to be said, there was bugs. In fact, on PlayStation 5, it was pretty much unplayable, black screens and all sorts of crazy stuff. But what you need to look at with Worlds Part 2 is it's actually Part 2. Now, I know that's obvious, but that means that Part 1 and Part 2 are part of the same package. And when you look at what that package has delivered into No Man's Sky, especially for the new player picking this game up, I think it's massive. I think this is mahoosive. This is like Origins and Next combined in what it's done visually for No Man's Sky. Has it given us reason to jump back in and play a little bit more? Well, you know what? I've been playing it non-stop. I've been loving doing all these new guides and new additions. And when I read the patch notes, my face hurt from smiling. If you haven't watched me do the patch notes, give it a watch. I'll put a link over there. Go hit it up because I was in awe. And I still am in awe. But anyway, I've got some snippets of why I'm in awe and some of my favourite bits and bobs that I want to show you right now. So let's jump into that, shall we? I'm going to call it NMSA Snake Giant. There we go. Freaking awesome. NMSA Snake Giant. What a cool place. Look at it. It's got all the old terrain. This looks like something out of a PC mod. This is insanely cool. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. I'm hoping that I come across more like this. I hope this isn't just a... I mean, it's nice knowing that it's a rarity and it's something that I found. But how cool is that, people? That is so cool. Let's fly under there. Whoa, Nelly. Heck yes. Oh, that is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so all these gas giants, they aren't the same. There are a couple out there, people, that are going to be super special. And this gives me hope that I might find one that has water. If I found one that's got these snake things on it, then, man, who knows what else is out there. That's got me slightly more excited, people. That really has. Heck yes. Righto, well let's start. Oh my days, we've got ourselves a hermit crab right here. Well, that's pretty darn cool. Has it been discovered? Why does it say 0 or 7 discovered? It's extinct apparently. Okay, so this is a bug that some people have been telling me about. I haven't actually had it happen to me as yet. Just had it happen now. Now I know what they're on about. That's a bit broken, isn't it? And yeah, we don't get a model for it either. How bizarre. Alright, add in new creatures and then make them undetectable. Brilliant. Okay, well, there we are. Oh, I am really liking that they've added in a nutrient processor now behind Cronus, which is great. Bake stuff now. Now what I'm noticing is it's very tricky to put things into stuff. It's sort of like wherever you click on it, you've got to then use the reticle in the top right left corner. It just takes a bit of getting used to it, but it's fiddly. It feels fiddly compared to how it was. Then when you do speak to Kronos, something's a little bit weird. It's when you go to present food for critique. I'm sure in the patch notes it said that you could hand in massive amounts at once, but I'm finding that it still only gives one at a time, and it takes ages still. It's like watching paint dry. Now there is a secondary option here to donate food to the market, where you can give multiples, but you've just got to be lucky if it's one of the things that you've got an abundance of. Yeah, I don't know how you get around that, really, to be fair. But there we go. It is what it is. It's an improvement, but it's not as improved as what I first thought I read in the actual patch notes. Something else to note is inside of the fishing catalogue, they've added in a load of new fish to be caught. And you can see here that you've got to find them within the clouds of gas giants. They're not swimming in the sky. At least I haven't tried fishing in the sky. You can find the odd gas giant that's got very shallow puddles. I'm talking like, what, 5 U's to 10 U's deep. I'm not finding deep gas giant worlds in water, so trying to find all the large and colossal creatures in like 5 feet of water just doesn't seem to be happening. And I've gone to loads of gas giant planets, and I have not found a single gas giant that has got any deeper water than what I just far mentioned, which is making things a little bit tricky. I'm also finding that a lot of the gas giants look very similar. Something I'm also noticing is I see all the background being swallowed up at the moment. Whenever I go into sort of like menus, that tends to happen, especially if there's a storm going on. There seems to be some sort of shader glitch happening right now, and it's infuriating would be an understatement. It really breaks immersion. Okay, right. So here we go. Golia. So
yeah, I wasn't going to say anything.
Who wants to go first on their opinions on this update then?
Go on, Kettle.
Kettle's been volunteered. Go on then, Kettle.
Oh, I've enjoyed it, actually, must admit.
Yeah?
It's nice to see all the new stuff. I mean, I was riding over a ruined planet today, and there's some bloody great big hills.
Yeah.
Damn great big valleys.
Those cats are evil.
Oh, they are evil on that planet, yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you give it
apart from Bobby?
out of like 100 if you had to give it a rating?
Whoa. It's a hard one, isn't it? Because if you're not endgame, then there's nothing to do.
Mm.
For a new player, it doesn't make any difference, I suppose, apart from the terrain and everything looking better, and plants, and the sunsets are very nice, and the water effects.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be a good 80 or 90%, I think.
80 or 90? Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid sort of place to place it. Right, we can head on over to Wolfie. So, Wolfie, what do you make of this update? And give us your pros and cons.
I'm enjoying it. Well, all I've done is the mission. That's all I've done, and gone straight over to my PC, and I've had to do the autophage mission to get it. So,
cool.
But yes, I'm enjoying it. It's quite good. I can give it a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10, so a 90
and
out
2
of
out
100.
of 10
yeah?
for flipping patches.
Yeah. Yeah, the bugs.
I've had no
are a bit
problems at all
annoying.
with any of mine.
No, I haven't either.
No.
And Ninja.
Apart from losing my expedition.
Mate.
Yeah.
Quick pros
All
and
my
cons of the
titles
update and a rating out of 100.
Well, to begin with, I had the
Here
black
we go.
screen
Mr.
and
Negativity.
I had the multicultural bug. I had black and white screen glitches,
Yeah.
which terrified the life out of me, but I managed to figure out a workaround.
Yeah.
I kind of assumed it would get a hot fix the next day. It did. But I'm pretty blown away, to be honest. The lighting system is vastly improved.
Yeah.
It's incredible in VR. I mean, Kettle was just talking about that ruined planet. The cats, if you're in VR, you can see their red eyes in the darkness, and then they leap out from the darkness and get you. It's really, yeah, I'm really liking it.
Brown trousers.
I'd like a bit more story.
Yeah.
A bit more story, but yeah, I think it's a really nice overhaul, and yeah, it just feels more complete now, and yeah, I'd give it a 90.
A 90. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same sort of wavelength as all these guys. I mean, I'm really liking a lot of aspects of this update. What I'm a little bit disappointed in is I think the gas giants all feel very, very samey after a while. I've only come across 1 or 2 that have really sort of been something else. I came across one that's got the terrain like the original trailers, like these wormy, snaky sort of terrain bits everywhere that you can fly under, which is really cool. But I'm not finding any deep oceans or deep sea, so I can't catch all the fish to complete my catalogue on these gas giants. The deepest I've found is, well, what somebody else found was 25 U's. I've found 15 U's. Has been
I
my
found
deepest.
500. My one that kept corrupting.
That's an ocean. That's an ocean planet, though, isn't it? Not a gas giant.
Oh, on a gas
Yeah.
giant.
Gas
Sorry.
giant.
Ah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like you said to me, Steve, it would be nice if you could birth another one. You know,
Yeah.
the fact you can only do one, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
like it's like if you defile the defile the Atlas, or go with the Atlas. It would be nice.
File the Atlas.
Well, what's it called? What's it called?
Just a quick reach around.
PG.
Denier of the Atlas. I have
Nice.
defiled it. Just in a
He found a back
time,
entrance into the Atlas, people.
I have, yeah. Well, he said he loved me. And
So that's where all the lube's gone.
Well, oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
If
I've
I
been
had
having
to
to make
rate-
loads of that.
If I had to rate this at launch, I wouldn't have rated it too highly because PlayStation 5 players couldn't play it, and I was being hit up every 5 minutes, 24/7, because people all over the sun have played this
It
game.
worked on the PlayStation 4 though.
Oh, it's broken. My save's knackered. What do I do? It's all gone black. That's all I had
Yeah,
for
it was. Yeah, it was perfectly stable on VR too.
10 hours.
Boggles my mind. Boggles my mind.
Yeah, so I would.
It was right on PS4.
I'm still going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think this is great, but I think after you've scratched through the surface and you've managed to do all the things that you can do, like the new quest line, like catching all the fish, getting these new helmets and getting all the base parts from the relic sites, the things to do, it hasn't delivered a lot to do. It's delivered a lot to see and a lot more exploration, a lot more variety. I think for anybody picking up No Man's Sky now, with the Worlds Part 1, Worlds Part 2 and Origins that we've had over the last couple of years, this game now has almost as much variety as what was promised when it comes to Super Formula. In fact, I'd probably go as far to say we've probably got more than what could be delivered with the Super Formula now with these gas giants and everything else they've thrown in. So I think you can finally say this is a boxed copy of No Man's Sky. It's no longer an indie title. This is an A standard game. I wouldn't say a triple A or double A, but it's no longer an indie game in my opinion. I think it's a well-rounded, well-worth title, and it's well worth the boost in reviews that it's had over on Steam. Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's been 9 years and they've still been reworking it, adding more content, and no paid cost. Yeah, and just for the lighting system alone. I mean, when you're playing in VR especially, and you see the sun rise as you're flying across vast open waters, and seeing the reflection of the sun come across the waves and stuff, it's beautiful.
It's very
really
atmospheric. Nice. Yeah, I need to jump into VR.
After this, it's brilliant.
I need to jump into VR, get some video segments for my review.
I was in a group chat with Wolfie and Kettle, and they were kind of talking me through what to do. And when I first got to the first gas giant, I was like, I don't want to get out because it looked terrifying in VR.
That's the first thing I'm going to do in VR, people. I'm going into a gas giant.
Oh my god! It was.
Okay, chums, I'm in No Man's Sky VR, and I'm on one of these brand new planets. This is a gas giant, and oh my days, this is insane. I mean, I must say that the actual graphical textures on these just feel like they've been stretched. It feels like they haven't uploaded new high-quality textures for these planets. Just saying, I mean, look, it looks like Minecraft down there, doesn't it? But when you look up, oh my days, this is something else. This is insanely cool. I love the arcing electric bolts that come off of objects like that. Look at that. Look, there's an electric freaking thing, like a tornado. Holy fudge. That was like being in freaking X-Men for a second, wasn't it? But this is another level of crazy. I mean, No Man's Sky in VR has always been crazy. I mean, look, my ship in freaking VR. Looks awesome. Anyway, let's get in. Oh, that is so cool. I guess. Let's see this from space. So yeah, I'm doing a review of No Man's Sky, and I'm going to be putting this segment into the review. But oh my, I would say No Man's Sky in VR has never been so good. This is so awesome. If you've got VR, you've got to play this in VR. This is insanely cool. Insanely cool. Love it. Really, really awesome. Hiya! Okay, so you've heard what me and the gang thought on Friday, but I've also done some polls over on my, I would say, community tab. It's changed all of a sudden to posts, so if you're looking for my community tab, it's now under posts. Unusual. Anyway, here we go. What would you rate Worlds Part 2 once all bugs are fixed? In the comments, feel free to go into detail. And most people are scoring it in between 90 and 100. Some are scoring it in between 80 and 90, but 70% of my voting audience have given it a 90 to 100 once all the bugs are fixed. But most people have hit an 80 to, well, the second most people have hit 80 to 90 at 26%, Then we've got 60 to 80%, and only 1% has said below 60%. But anyway, it's quite a lot to go through. We can hit on the comments. Let's just hit the comments quick. Actually, let's do the other poll first, this one here. If you was to rate Worlds Part 2 as an update, what would you score it at launch? And it changes somewhat. From 90 to 100 drops down to 47% from the 70. 70 to 90, brilliant, however a bit buggy. 39% hit that. Below 70, hardly playable, needs more work. 6%. Want to see poll results, would leave a comment. And there's 17 comments here. So let's just jump in, shall we, and have a quick little butchers of our eye peepers at what people have said down here. So I'm just going to read out a couple. I won't read out every single one, but I will scroll slowly enough so you can read the comments on screens, hopefully. Haven't been able to play due to a power cut. Fair enough. Golio, day one player, has to be the best update ever. I'm just going to read little snippets. Summarise if you like. Power Yapper says, excellent. Once all the bugs were fixed, it would only be better. Good point. In terms of content, this is one, if not the biggest update yet, especially when you sort of parry it up and link it up with Worlds Part 1, hence the namesakes and all that sort of shenanigans. Okay. Stuck in a soft lock, basically due to a bug. Yeah, if I actually search my comments for bug, I will get shed loads come back of all sorts of bugs. We got bugs like of the Nautilus. As you go deeper into the ocean, it just turns upside down, falls like a brick, falls through the world and launches you into the sky. All sorts of weirdness happening when you're inside the Nautilus. Considering that deeper oceans was one of the things they implemented, and new tech for the Nautilus in a roundabout way with the dredging beam, you would have thought they would have tested it a little bit more, but no. Yeah. Gib-worthy update that feels like being the size of half the updates of 2024 combined. Great visuals and water physics, but features are under debate, in my honest opinion. And I have to agree with Greg on that in some way, shape or form. I mean, it's like they put in this new belt that you can stick things in to sort of give yourself buffs. Well, when you look at the buff and the buff that it delivers, sometimes that doesn't always marry up. It doesn't sort of go in sync and it seems a bit buggy. They put in a new auto sort feature where if you accidentally click on your technology area, then hit auto sort, which some people have done, it tries to put all your S-class modules into one slot and stack them, and they disappear. So that was buggy. So you got the Nautilus that goes to a deeper depth, that's buggy. That belt, that's a bit buggy. The freaking sort button, a bit buggy. And pretty much every single new aspect that they put into No Man's Sky has been a little bit buggy. So I kind of see where you're coming from there. Although it's great, it's a little bit buggy. Okay, so over to the other comments about this update. I guess, excellent, enough said. That guy, honestly, it's the most significant update the game has ever had in my opinion. Lots of great content and features, can't complain about that. The deep oceans are something I've been wanting since day one. I can't wait finally to explore them once all the bugs are fixed. As usual, once fixed, it'll be superb. Personally, my favourite ever. Think they have managed community suggestions. Yeah, I'd say they're really listening to the community and nailing this. Every update, No Man's Sky is becoming more fuller. And I think that was echoed in the comments made by myself and also my companions on the weekend mission. Thank you very much, Wolfie, Ninja, and Kettle. Heck yes, every week you're always there. Thank you guys. I don't say thank you enough. Thank you. Anyway, Pookie, just came from your live stream and it's like you said, it's given us so much more to see, but not a lot to do. Yeah, that is something that I said. Now, I kind of feel that we need some sort of raid system, more, you know, like they've just put in the ship shaders inside of the expedition. I feel that we need a load of ship shaders and also maybe multi-tool shaders, things like that that we can now use on our ships, our multi-tools, and maybe even our exosuits. I mean, how cool it would be if they put in like a Tron type shader set so you can make all your ship light up with like neon lights and also your suit with neon lights and maybe pulse around a little bit like a Nexus glow or something, or the Space Anomaly glow or whatever. But I feel that that's what they're missing out on, is having some sort of raid system where you go in, and they can put new shader packs in month on month. Or maybe not even month on month, maybe season to season. every time they release a new expedition, maybe put those in as a raid thing that you do into the Realm of Glass. Now, I was hoping to see the Realm of Glass actualised. With these new purple systems, I don't know whether they are the Realm of Glass or whether they're just an addition to the universe. It doesn't really make it overly clear inside of the lore. But at the same time, I am happy with these new gas giants. They are freaking phenomenal. I mean, one that I featured in some of that footage earlier actually had all those wavy-davy snake-like sort of terrain elements going on. And it opens up the door of what Hello Games could do to these planets, make them more ring-fenced for their own sort of playground. I love that idea. So anyway, chums, I have seen people out there in the community talking a little bit about some of these bugs and that they shouldn't really be a thing. That technically Hello Games should be testing these and getting them nailed before launch. And then I've also seen people on the opposite side of the spectrum say these updates are free. You know, why complain about these bugs? You know, we all know that Hello Games is going to fix them. And I kind of feel that there is a little bit of a thin line between the two of these things. Now, Hello Games did try and put out a previous expedition into the experimental branch for all of experimental branch to test before it went public. And when they did that, they got backlash from a massive portion of the community to say, hold on, this has just spoiled it for everybody else. And I can kind of see where they're coming from. And at the same time, I'm thinking, well, what Hello Games could do is maybe employ a couple of contractors when they're doing a big update like this, maybe 3 of them or something, for 2 months or something, and get them to test the game pre-launch. Heck, people like myself, I'd happily do it remotely and I'd happily sign an NDA, but then if I did that, I'm going to know what's coming, and then my speculation videos would be a bit more on the nose, wouldn't they? You know? And I'm sure that's probably why they haven't reached out to the community to do it. And if they did get outsiders to do it, they don't really know the game. And considering that this update is end game content, you've got to play a heck of a lot to get to it and know what you're looking for when it comes to bugs. So you need experienced players. I kind of feel that the model that Hello Games has now, where they concentrate on making the content and putting out something enjoyable for us all to pick up and play, but then us to bug test it on all of our various platforms, feed into the Zendesk, and Hello Games to then fix it, is probably the best way that Hello Games could be doing it without upsetting the majority of the community. And it's kind of the tried and tested method now, and everybody's used to it. We all kind of accept that if you open the game at launch, there's going to be bugs there. In fact, myself and Good Guys Free and Scottish Rod and other content creators actually make videos saying, an update's coming, make sure you upload your games to this cloud, or back them up, or do whatever, save on this sort of planet, and keep away from this because we know they're updating this. You don't want to be on your freighter when they go and give it an overhaul, you know, that sort of stuff. We give those sort of like interjections. But what I would like to see Hello Games do a little bit more of is when an update has got endgame content like this one, if they prefixed it, maybe put a star next to each of the things that is next game and end game content, and then at the bottom, just before the patch notes start, have that little star and say these are all the things that you need to do to unlock all this new content, and say, you know, you have to complete the Atlas path, you have to get the remembrance seed, you have to have the autophage built, which means you have to get yourself to a settlement, do the traces of metal, do XYZ, you know, list it all out, because at the moment we're all guessing. Every content creator out there has got a different method for getting this content to start. We don't 100% know. The things I'm listing is mainly because as you're doing the mission, you actually ask for the remembrance seed and you have to go and speak to the autophage man spider, as I call it up inside the spatial anomaly, and we're kind of guessing at how you unlock those things. And it's also like, say, the visages with the aquarium heads. You know, I unlocked 2 by accident and I didn't know how the fudge I'd done them. I didn't realise they were linked to titles and other milestones. Again, they could put 2 stars, and then underneath the first star you've got the 2 stars, and it tells you to unlock these you need to do XYZ. They're linked to titles inside of the appearance modifier. Jump over, take a look at what you might need to do. Give people some hints inside of the patch notes, because not doing that, the people that get asked all the questions, funny enough, are content creators. I got bombarded with, I can't get this mission to start. I've got a soft lock at this point. I don't know what I'm doing. How the hell did you get that fish helmet? I don't know. I don't work for Hello Games. I didn't dev this game. And it's guesswork most of the time. It's awesome doing that level of discovery, and it's awesome being part of this journey with Hello Games and No Man's Sky. But when you're a content creator and you're getting hit with all these messages, it makes you go, oh, my head hurts. Please, Hello Games, throw us a bone. What's going on? I think they could make it clearer inside of the patch notes, and especially since now we're getting to the meat and bones of putting game inside of the sandbox, and we're putting end game inside of the sandbox. Those prerequisites, I think, are sorely needed. Sound off in the comments if you agree. Hit that like, hit the subscribe. Hopefully you like my review. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 for this update, but if I was to review No Man's Sky holistically now, I think Hello Games should be very proud of what they've got on the shelf. When people go to a shop and buy No Man's Sky now, it is, I feel, a fully fledged game. I'm actually getting goosebumps saying that. Look, I've actually got goosebumps saying that. Well done, Hello Games. Salutamondo, Hello Games. I think you have finally done it. I think you should be very proud to have a cellophane wrapped version of this on a shelf. This is finally a game, not just a sandbox experience, but this is shaping up lovely. I just hope now that you focus on more to do inside of that game. Add in a few more storylines. I would love to see storylines for each and every single one of those NPCs inside of the spatial anomaly. Maybe not as beefy as what we saw for Artemis, but at least as beefy as the update that we just had, you know, birthing a new star or whatever. I want to know why each and every single one of those NPCs are inside the spatial anomaly. Even if you tied it to an expedition-y type thing that we can hit up whenever we want, that'd be freaking lovely. But Hello Games, this is shaping up very well indeed, and I can't wait for more. And the reason I say I can't wait for more is because at the bottom of the patch notes it says there's more yet to come. You guys are freaking amazing. And also I can't wait to see what happens with Light No Fire. I do have a few concerns with Light No Fire's universe being the size of a weld. I mean, you've just delivered in giant gas giants into this iteration, and they're huge. But my days. Trying to make a planet that size, even just like these gas giant sizes, interesting all over. I know I'm just landed on the gas giants, looking around for maybe 5-10 minutes and taking off again. You can't do that in Light No Fire. You're locked on that one planet. It has to be interesting in every single biome, and it might take a swathe of time to get from one biome to the next biome, riding on your dragon or riding on a mount. When I say I'm a little bit concerned, it's more so selfishly as a content creator, trying to put out live content for Light No Fire. If that is the case, I might have to just stick to doing edited content unless I know that I'm in an interesting and exciting area. But I'm still very excited for Light No Fire. I can't wait to see what that brings. I mean, looking at the technology and what you've done to No Man's Sky in the last 2 years, and this is bringing technology over from Light No Fire. Light No Fire, I think, is going to be extremely special. Anyway, people, that's everything I've got for you. Hopefully you've liked this roundup of Worlds Part 2. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you, Hello Games. Goodbye all, goodbye, and goodbye again.